Yo, what's good, y'all? Bringing back another how to deal with aggressive players, and wanted to go ahead and talk about. Well, first, we're bringing Xiaoyu. Disclaimer: if y'all are looking for like a legit breakdown, there are plenty of videos that actually break Xiaoyu down as a whole. I just wanted to go ahead and show people how you can deal with Xiaoyu with little knowledge, right? So I don't have an extensive knowledge base of Xiaoyu to be like, oh, she does this move, sidestep left. If she does that, punish this with this. If she, you know what I'm saying? We don't really know that. I don't know that, at least. So Xiaoyu mains, feel free to share your knowledge to other viewers here. But with that being said, yeah, we got to Tekken Emperor finally, and honestly, I'm at a point where I'm good, and I'm gonna start entering tournaments now. But with that being said, on our way to Tekken Emperor, man, we had some rough matchups. And rough matchups. And before I get into the video, if you're someone that's struggling with, you have a certain rank in mind, right? If it's Tekken King, if it's Fujin, or if it's a Bushin, right? I just want y'all to know that try not to think, because rank can produce a lot of anxiety, right? But if you guys are struggling with that and you guys are letting that anxiety get the best of you, just remember one piece of advice that I've gotten. I think it was from Little Majin. Little Majin, if you happen to see this video, please correct me if I'm wrong. So don't quote me either. But I feel like he was the one that told me, that said, your rank, don't let the specific rank determine who you are as a player. Think of it like a range, right? So if you're floating between the last red rank to Fujin, that's kind of where you are. And just understand that as long as you fine tune some more things, you're gonna get to that rank where you want to be at. And that's kind of what I had to do here. So I kept falling between Bushin and Tekken King, excuse me. Back to Bushin, back to Tekken King, and so on. And I kind of had to understand, like, okay, like, I'm not gonna really let that get to me. I know that if I just push myself and I kind of fine-tune certain things, I'm gonna get the rank that I want. And I just hope that that helps you, right? So moving on to the actual matchup here, right? Bringing Xiaoyu, we we ran into this dude 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna skip one of these here. I lost 3. I got a no round brown on me, and literally I only lost because of that match. I just guessed wrong. So I feel like there's really nothing to show there besides me getting, you know, my rear end just destroyed. Pause. and just guessing. So I didn't really think that would be a good breakdown for y'all. So with that being said, I'm gonna show y'all the breakdowns that I did, that I was successful in. And with that being said, we're just gonna go ahead and just kind of see what I do here. How do I react to this? And especially too, one thing you're gonna see me do a lot is blocking. Just blocking. And I can assure you that is the best way to go about Xiaoyu. So let's go ahead here. Somehow starting with a hot pick for whatever reason. Let's go ahead and rewind that back. So this dude is super aggressive right off the bat. Super aggressive. He gets 1-2 blocked here, and let's go ahead and pull out all of our information here so we can see what we are dealing with. Yeah. She's -3, right? So just keep that in mind. Not to saying that, oh, a jab, you know, a jab string is really going to set you up here for success, but I kind of had a feeling that, like, you know, this person doesn't understand offense and defense, and it's clear, right? You had your jab strings blocked. Your jab was blocked. What are you doing pressing forward? You know? So, and it's stuff like that that you have to be aware of, as if you're a player that gets caught with stuff like this, you have to kind of just take a step back, right? So immediately you press forward after your negative. We're gonna go ahead and just do our thing. That's half health in 10 seconds. That's another 60 plus damage and another 5. And then you're gonna see here, look what happens, right? We're complete vortex offense. We get the good block. What is the frames on that? Minus 23. Minus 23 on that low, right? We could have launch punished that, but that's okay. That's okay, right? And with that being said, we go for a standing 2-2 because we're so flabbergasted with what she's doing here that we're just gonna keep it simple, right? I could have gone for a longer, a better punish, but I was just flustered, right? And you're gonna be flustered against Xiaoyu. Immediately. You are minus 12. No duck on the 4-2-1, mind you. Like, this person's at a Kishin, and we should be ducking 4-2-1 from King all the time. All the time. You can't let King get away with that. But we punish it with a jab. Okay. We get the punish again, right? And I honestly have to say that those two punishes were luck. It was blind luck. Offense, offense, offense. And then now that's when I go ahead and go for my turn here. So you may be wondering, how did you know how to start with your offense? How did you know to start with your momentum? Because I don't have this frame data here in my face when I'm playing actual ranked, right? So I'm not even going to look at the frames. I'm just going to tell you when I think it's a good time to approach here. She gets me with this low, right? She goes with the mid here, right? And after that mid, she goes into stance, right? When she's in that stance and when her back is turned, rule number 1 against Xiaoyu, you don't press a button. You don't press a button. Just please don't. Just back up. My only saving grace is that King's forward neutral 2 here is always going to reach low. Unless she does a crazy low crushing punish, which she has, which is just crazy. You have to be so careful. You have to be extremely careful with Xiaoyu. And again, the emphasis, block, right? So we block here. She goes into this mid. Nothing crazy. Goes to a down jab. So even if I did retaliate, I would have gotten clipped by that. And then plus frames. Huge plus frames, right? So you see what happens here? She's minus 5. And what do? We just back up. Then it's only when we have a good understanding, right? So she kind of backs up here. That down jab pushes me away. I'm like, okay. All right. Now it's my approach. Boom. Right? Again, this is data here. If your opponent keeps doing these crazy attacks that kind of eat your frames, that is a key factor to acknowledge here, right? So that tells me, oh, this person doesn't like plus frames at all. So that's good to know, and we're gonna see how we react to that, right? We don't break the grab. And it's hard to look out for a command grab while dealing with lows and mids. That's crazy. That's just crazy. We go in for a get up kick to kind of interrupt her. And again, what happens when she's minus? Boop, that mid check. Yep. Mess up the low parry combo here. And we had enough plus frames to now go and get our jab our punishes in there and our grab mix-ups. So in this case here, we backed away. King's heat smash, it still has crazy range. It needs to be nerfed. That range needs to be nerfed. I'm sorry, as a King main, I have to say that needs to be nerfed. So at this point here, I don't want any mix-ups here. The ground has a ground smash available to extend the combo, right? So we have to be really careful with that. All I want is just a grab that's going to break that ground floor. Not just because of the damage, but also because of the fact that it takes away that opportunity for her. If you have something, even if you don't have a big combo ready, just break the ground so you don't die. That is the whole purpose of this, is so you don't die. So you see here, look, we also have a grab mix-up. That's a grab mix-up to my understanding. Again, I'm not a Xiaoyu main, but I was ducking, right? I ducked to avoid the grab, but then I was like, oh my gosh, she could mix that up too. So I immediately get back up to mid guard, right? Not Lord of the Ring, or, you know, not mid guard like that. But like blocking mids. That was a bad joke. Crushes my mid. Not much you can do there, guys. You just... And it's crazy that I actually don't really think I have a good punish for that. Like, what do I do for that? Right? Minus 33. Minus 33, right? Wait, hold on. One more time. Nope, you can't. You can't punish that. Not with that move, at least. Let's try this again here. What do I do for that? I really don't know what you can do. I'm gonna try this one more time. I don't know. Unless I just don't know the combo for King. That's a very specific combo. But we're gonna go back and return to the replay because that needs some extensive labbing. Which is also crazy that Xiaoyu can go and have those knockdown mids and then she could still get away with it, right? This is crazy. And then here we go, AOP stance, and we're just gonna bait things out. So again, when you see that, just block, just block. You see, we're just blocking. Again with the mid check as soon as she's negative. Annoying. So you see what happens now here. We have an understanding that when this person is negative, she's gonna attack to get her frames back. So what do? Watch. Plus frames into backing away. And when you take your plus frames and don't do anything with it, you can actually get a reward with that. As you can see here. Again, we're pressing when we're minus. We're not anticipating that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And it's like, what do you do here? You're at the mercy of guessing. You are at the mercy of guessing in that stance. Okay. And again, I didn't take my plus frames this time because I'm like, okay, I want my grab, but I'm gonna mess up with the timing on purpose to maybe get her to whiff. But then now, all of a sudden... So again, don't get worked up if the stuff like that doesn't, you know, that happens, you know? And then I decided to guess low, and I die. I guess mid, I die. What was the frame on that? Minus 13. That's minus 13, guys. So I could have back 1-2 there. But again, I was extremely unaware, so I had no idea. And then I guess I guess low. And then we taunt. We taunt. Like, that's enough to make people plug. That is enough to make people plug. But again, I'm like, you want to do that? You want to go ahead and taunt because I just guessed wrong? That's fine. That's cool. That's cool. We're taunting in the middle of the match now. So I'm like, I'm not going to get frustrated because at this point, playing careful. We're playing super careful. And we know she likes to go into AOP stance. She can't really block in that stance. So she has to make a very hard read that knowing I'm going to go low. I could have launched that. So guys, remember this too? That back turn stance? You can launch that, okay? Again, I was just super flustered here. And I just was not aware. Like, I wasn't really prepared for that. Oh, wrong one. See that? We could have gotten a launch out of that, right? But again, we're flustered and that's okay. That's okay. Now we're going with the shove option because the shove is a mid, right? And it may catch her trying to go into the AOP stance as you see here, right? The shove doesn't connect. She goes into immediate low or mid, that looks like. We're doing all these shenanigans here. I go for the shove again to interrupt her. Where am I? I am +7 now. She is back turn. So the recovery for her to go back into facing me and block the next upcoming set of attacks is extremely in my favor now. She is completely at the mercy of whatever I want to do. And in this case, look what happens. 4-2-1 connects. My back 1-2 somehow whiffs. And then I guess wrong. You see that? Look, just block. Just block. Just block. Back away. Back away. Block. Back away. And then let her do her shenanigans. And then GG. Yeah, we're gonna key charge too. Like, I don't promote toxic behavior, but if you're gonna taunt, you're gonna do all these crazy things, like, nah. I got you. And then we're gonna go ahead and do a quick one after this. So at this point, we had downloads and everything like that. I won again. I lost because I just was guessing wrong this whole match. And then the immediate no round brown here, which I'm gonna show ya. We're gonna make some very quick work. We already know what this person likes to do. We already know how this person operates. And that's important. Sometimes backing away and defending allows you to acquire data. I've said this in my other videos. The more you back away and the more you defend, obviously don't turtle, because people are going to realize that, oh, I could just open you up with lows now, right? So with that being said, healthy defense is really, really good. And one thing that Little Majin did tell me for sure is that he said that everyone's offense is better than their defense. Because everyone knows what their offense is going to be. But we don't know what they're going to do, right? So it's okay if you can't block everything, basically. We are starting off with some crazy shenanigans. We are in the air in the first second of the match here. I'm going to go ahead and Shining Wizard. You see what we did here? Normally, Shining Wizard is a great Oki opportunity here, but we back away. No punish. No punish on the down forward 1-2, guys. No punish. That's interesting. That is very interesting. So again, you see, we're getting more knowledge, and we're actually realizing that this player's knowledge base is very low. So now I can start. I'm like, oh, wait a second. I might be able to get away with some other moves that I normally can't get away with here on other players. Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed from what this Xiaoyu player is doing. And all I did was go for a 4-2-1, and I got clipped. Just for my approach. That's okay. So now I start minimizing my moveset to where I'm just going to do 3 or 4 moves to see how this player reacts. 4-4 neutral 2 lands as a counter hit. We're pressing after the first one whiffed. You could have ducked, and I could have died for it. But why are we pressing in the middle of a string? Back 3. No punish. So I'm like, oh! Back 3 again. No punish. Back 3. No punish. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be so much fun now. I just made this so much easier for myself. That's it. Now we had a complete download. I decided to go in for a throw mix-up just one time, and we're going to AOP. So I'm like, oh, that's right. I gotta remember that. I gotta remember that. And then we go for a low parry. Okay, interesting combo. Back 3 again. Back 3. Neutral 2 again. Why not? I'm gonna do it again. Why not? Hey, guess what? Let's do it again. They don't know how to punish. If your opponent doesn't know how to punish certain moves, I don't care. Abuse it. Just abuse it. Look, back 3, no punish. Back 3, no punish. Back 3. I don't even know if I have to say anything at this point. And I'm telling y'all, that's enough for that's a player. That's enough for people to just plug. That is enough for people to be like, I ain't never playing this game again. Xiaoyu is garbage. Xiaoyu is carried. You know, like everything that comes with what every player is gonna say about that character. That right there is what that consists of. So with that being said, I'm gonna end it right here. I didn't feel like I needed to show you the rest of the sets because all it was just backing away and with punishing. And that was just the name of the game. And then understanding too that if your opponent doesn't know how to deal with certain moves, that automatically makes those moves a lot more powerful. So back 3 is a high. That armor kick that King does is a high, and it's punishable at 10 too. At 10 frames, it's punishable, but you can duck it as well and launch me for it, right? Forward 4 neutral 2. I'm pretty sure Xiaoyu has while standing punishes that could have killed me for that too, but she didn't do it, and she just kept eating the low. So what happened? We just kept eating lows, and we kept eating mids. That's it. And then we kept eating highs. After that, I felt like I could have done that set and finished that set so much sooner if I would have just decided to test that theory out. So it was just funny that that worked. It was super funny that that worked. But all right, guys, I'll holla at y'all later. Appreciate y'all coming by. I got some Dragunov videos for y'all, and I also got some other characters that we can we see how we deal with. So y'all stay tuned. But other than that, take care, and I'll see you on the next video.